Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Here, I'll show you the I'll show you the like our tentative Wad Prep jerseys. We'll get you a tank top. We'll
Oh,
get you a tank top. Don't
there.
worry. Like we have jerseys. Calm
Hey,
down.
jerseys sound
Oh,
sick, but
yeah, they're gonna be
definitely.
baseball jerseys. They're gonna be fire. All right.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good
Welcome back
morning.
to the Wad Prep podcast. I'm your host, CJ DePalma, with our co-host, Claire
Hello.
Bays. How do you say? Is it Claire Bays? Like
Yeah,
just that's it, right? Yep.
just straight up. Yep.
Straight up. Yeah. No,
Nothing,
like
nothing
there's no
fancy about it.
phonetic fanciness
Yeah.
to it. That's good.
Check back next year. We'll change it to house.
House. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. You're getting married in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Will
But
you
for now,
take? Well, what's Jimmy's stage name?
as of right now, just his name.
Jimmy House.
Mhm.
Yeah. Are you?
He's
Is there a plan, or is that like a secret thing? Is that probably like? Is that weird to ask?
the organization has a lot to do with what happens there. Like you as the wrestler are pretty open-minded, typically.
Got it.
So yeah.
I mean,
So
he's got a sick last name. Like it's
it
a
is.
solid name.
And he's built
You
a
know?
brand on it too, how strong he's had for so long since he had, he made massive waves for years in the powerlifting industry
Right.
or industry,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Anyway, yeah, so he's got a good brand associated with it at this
Right.
point. How strong coaching, of course, all that stuff. So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, but he's the Filipino phenom. But after last
No, that's
weekend,
way worse.
yeah, well, that's like what they say. They call him Jimmy House.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Got it. Got it.
because they say stuff when they intro him.
Yep.
And that works. But also wouldn't be surprising if they wind up just doing away with all of that at some point.
Got it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. So for those that don't know, Claire's fiance is Jimmy House, and he is on his way up in the wrestling world. And we'll probably chat with him at some point in general and bring that up. Anyways, good morning, Slater. What's up, Kevin? Vic, CrossFat made it, and Renata made it. Waking up early. So we are 7 days.
See it. I said we love to see it. Good morning.
It's a very 80s. It is. Dude, I feel like if you can retro anything to the 80s and early 90s right now, the entire world is obsessed with it. Like the world is ready
to go back.
100%. And so speaking of that, I'll pull up oh yeah, does he do CrossFit? Has he done CrossFit? I mean, I assume he's in the space at all.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
If you look at his workouts, you could definitely filter it through that lens, but he typically he is a he enjoys training by himself a lot, or training with someone who it takes it seriously. So anyway, yeah, he has come to the affiliate and done some lifting, but hasn't taken a class yet.
Got it.
Yeah.
I like it.
But it's really cool because ever since we very first met, he was always like just a big fan of me doing it and thinks it's like he's a big fan of it in general, which is awesome for someone who doesn't technically do it.
Got it.
Or doesn't.
I like it. So here's our nope.
CrossFit. I see your comments too. Is Jimmy okay with yesterday's?
You can pull them up. So you're a host now, so you can click on them. That's why I made you a host.
Show.
So you can click. Fancy.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That was never one of like the big ones for him. So of course, like him passing is unfortunate, but I don't think it impacted him tremendously just because
it impacted me. Dude,
were you a big Hulk fan?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was it. Here, anyway, so we're gonna do this one, but Wad Prep colors.
Oh, I love it. That's sick.
That's gonna be sick.
Yeah, that is gonna be cool.
It's gonna be sick. And then
so you'll put what last names on the back?
Probably. Yeah,
gotcha.
or like coach or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do some athlete gear too for the athletes, the few that are competing. 80s wrestling, dude. 80s sports in general were fueled by cocaine. Come on, there's like the huge baseball cocaine scandal. So there's all sports. Cocaine was just the thing. It was just the thing in the 80s. So it just is just how it is. So anyways, good morning, Lito. Lito, how you feeling? 4 weeks and counting. Hey, Lito, we made a Lito qualified for the CrossFit Games. She's 35 female.
Oh, heck yeah. And, let's go.
Yeah, I know. She's a savage. We made a mock test weekend that we're running our athletes through this coming weekend or next weekend during the CrossFit Games. If you like it, I'd love to send it to you. So let me know. I have a couple other 35 friends and 40 friends that are competing that I'm sending it to. So, and you don't have to do it, right? It just maybe gets more eyes on, etc. All right. Let's see what else. Hi from Greece. Good morning, Savas Pop 86. I like it. Cocaine and roids. Yeah. I mean, that sounds like it's pretty much the same. I don't think that's changed that much.
Hopefully it has.
I feel like it.
At least
Jimmy will find out. We'll find
the
out real quick.
former probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So I tried to be responsible and come up with a list.
Yes,
Lito
you
just
did.
messaged me on Instagram and come up with a list and topic ideas. So, because Claire is here, I didn't want to seem too unprofessional. Are you a coffee drinker?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That doesn't look like coffee. That looks like a water bottle. Are you?
Oh yeah, it's a Yeti, but I put cold brew in it.
That's right.
And a
That's
little bit
good.
of
That's exactly what it is. Because anyone watching, we are still in search of a coffee sponsor. I would love to just put your logo all over this. If you send coffee to me and Claire for us to drink at home, just saying.
throwing it out there.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
So wait. So I shouldn't say who I'm currently drinking then.
No, it's fine. I don't care. Yeah, it's fine. What
It's
coffee
not
do you
one.
drink?
It's not
for
one
sure
within the
Paper
CrossFit
Street.
space. I've been drinking it for so many years.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Chameleon. It's not in our space whatsoever.
Yeah, it's great. No,
yeah.
it's good. Well, Chameleon's super strong. Do you cut it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's strong. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I don't trust non-coffee drinkers. Dude, John's not a coffee drinker, which is crazy.
He's a conundrum, right?
He's a weirdo. I love him, but he's a weird guy.
Yeah.
He's a weird dude. I know. I don't trust non-coffee drinkers. One of my coaches is a non-coffee drinker. And Melissa, you'll meet her.
Like, does she coach in person early morning?
She's a PT. You know, she's a PT, but she's on it though. I mean, you'll meet her. She's like 3, 2, 1, go. She's
built
all
different.
And I'm like, how do you not consume coffee? She does caffeine though. I think she does like Celsius or Rain or whatever. Tea drinkers, dude. Tea. So I like me a decent tea to like calm down, like something like ginger lemony at night. But most of the time, tea sucks. Ted Lasso had it right. It's basically terrible. It's like dirt water.
I'm hung up on Kenneth's comment. I'm like, I didn't know that.
Just click it.
Oh, let's see. Where did it go? There it is. That one. Maybe. Guys, I'm new here.
They sold the Coke.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, it's so strong that I don't know. I don't drink it enough. Oh my God. This was not it. This question. Don't quote me. I mean, you can look it up, right? Chameleon.
Oh, that it sold Coke? Yeah, I have no idea.
Chameleon coffee owned by who?
Eventually most
I know. System
brands
Foods
wind up getting
is currently owned by System Foods. It was previously acquired by Nestle in 2017. I think Coke owns Nestle, right? But System Foods, who owns System Foods? I don't know. No, that's a big System Food brands.
Coke doesn't own Nestle.
Yeah. Oh no. That's surprising. One of the only ones.
While they have collaborated on joint ventures in the past.
All right. Tea drinkers are terrible. Screams homeschool, but isn't. That's funny. Yeah, it is. We're gonna homeschool Bennett. Side note, that's a totally conversation for another day. All right, Avera, let's talk about something that's on the list, or not on the list, but it's just good conversation. I like Hiller, but do we need to discuss the whole low bar better topic? To max squat, the bar needs to be centered over center of gravity, high or low. Well, Avera, I love your strong. So Avera is we don't know who he is, but I know he's a neurosurgeon, or he was a neurosurgeon, and super smart and very opinionated. But a lot of his fitness takes, I think, are a little wrong. And so I do disagree with this one. The low bar squat, by definition, puts you stronger, right?
Yeah.
Usually because the posterior chain is a much larger set of muscles and groups. And so it is stronger by nature. So if you can get it and you know it and you're good at it,
right?
Wider stance, shorter range of motion, tighter, less mobility, and I think less mobility leads to a lot more tension and an improved force expression. So I think the low bar is certainly a superior purely load-based squatting pattern. Now the bar does end up center of gravity, yes, but because the body is hinged, the range of motion is less. And low bar squatters all your 1,000-pound squatters are low bar.
That's what I was going to say. Just go take a look at the powerlifting industry
Yeah.
and see what the percentage of people who like what squat style they use in
Right.
their competition.
Yeah. So, and
That being
so,
said, proficiency in a lift matters, and that's a very different
and
experience.
you're not wrong. Mass over center of gravity, right, minimizes the lever arm, and so the low bar does that better than the high bar. The low bar puts you in that position better than the high bar. Like it just does, right? It's why everyone uses it. You're not wrong in what you're saying, but I think you're assuming that the low bar, it's pouring rain, doesn't do that as well as the high bar, and it does. It does if you've practiced it, right? That's why West Side does it. I mean, it just is what it is. Okay. Let's go. We'll move our way down. Someone asked who we are.
Oh yeah, the person that was new here. That was
I'm new. GMO. Well, we don't like GMOs here. Hey, what's up? We are Wad Prep. This is a CrossFit podcast. So we talk about the games. We talk about things the chat brings up, and it's a pretty relaxed space. I'm CJ, and this is Claire. Claire is new to the show, but I've been doing the show about a year. I'm a coach in the CrossFit space. I'm a physical therapist as well. I'm the head coach at Wad Prep, which is a CrossFit company and skill development, coaching, one-on-one coaching, rehab, etc. So that's what we do. We talk about CrossFit a lot. Sometimes we talk about other things and try and stay away from political shit as best we can.
heavily support.
The goal. All right. Okay. Strong leg, strong back. You'll be fine. Yeah, but you have to practice it, right? Like
Right.
it's certainly it's like changing your clean technique. Like there's bent elbows is a pattern, but if you really want to move the needle, going to a straighter, but you're going to lose strength in that time frame from changing the technique to mastering the new technique, right? So no one should be changing their technique in this position. So do we think that we might get the back squat event like the clean? I hope it's not 20 platforms. I think they're really trying to push less heats. So I can certainly see it as 15, and then it's going to go like 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, and then it's going to go. You'll hear a ding, an athlete will go, you'll hear a ding, an athlete will go, and it will just continue on the floor like that. And so if it's like that, if there were 30 people on the floor, they won't put everyone on the floor, because then even at 20 seconds, that would be 10 minutes between lifts. I can see them doing 10 people, 20-second time frames. That gives you about 3 minutes for it's 3 total attempts. I think that would be the most ideal.
How do you feel in general about a back squat being? I think what we didn't speak since then.
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, the back squat is the lower body strength test, like
Yeah.
in all of exercise physiology and exercise testing. Like it is the pinnacle of strength testing. We've never had it. It's not a snatch. It's not a clean. It will show the strongest person at the event.
Yeah.
Not just the best Olympic lifter. And I think that's cool.
I agree. I'm just curious exactly what they said, what the floor setup is going to look like.
I mean, they haven't yet, but I'm just like, we've just done it enough times. Like you can guess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they could play with something completely new.
Right.
But it's going to be something like that. There'll be at least 10 on the floor. They'll all go at separate times. They sure as hell won't do what WFP did, which is just basically an open 7-minute time frame and let everyone just take swings, because you can't follow along there.
Yeah.
Right. Like that was a really bad play. Hopefully they don't turn the lights off on them, but you know.
Yeah.
Did you see Saxon left the company? Did you see that yesterday?
I did. Yeah. Well, I saw that the like bios and his didn't have it. So is that
not there?
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a confirmed? Oh, I guess it
was pretty much required to have it in your bio, and it was in his at one point, and it's not anymore. And
I'll
so
be curious to see if he says
I mean,
why.
my guess my guess, and we'll come back to the back squat. My guess would be like the affiliate outreach that they promised him is like not happening. Not because maybe they didn't try, but because maybe the interest in affiliations are not there, right? Like the whole like community thing that they were doing, the workout thing, there was like
Yes.
60 total people that did it. And, you know, and so I think it probably just didn't have the legs.
Yeah.
You know, I never wish bad upon anyone. Like I think WFP should be able to be successful, but I think they bit off more than they could chew. You know, I think it's not again, a lot of hype. It's going to be a huge downfall. If they can make it through the year, then maybe they'll get through. But I don't know. I don't see it having the legs to push through, especially in the affiliate outside of just being a thing for professional athletes.
When is their next event? Do you know off the top of your head?
Exactly a month from today.
Okay.
So it's like August 27th, 8th, 9th, something like that. The week after the Masters games.
Okay.
All right. We got a lot to catch up on. Right. Avera, we're not. If you have a more upright posture, high bar is better. Yes. If you have a more bent over posture, low bar is better. There's no correct yet. I'm I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying if you are good at low bar squatting, you will squat more than a high bar. The range of motion is less, and the posterior chain is more EMG confirmed active, which will move the needle more, right? If you don't practice it, no, it's a terrible idea. But for the most part, like if you know how to low bar, like Justin, for sure low bars and has been low barring, he's going to have an advantage, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right. I think it's got to be 3 attempts. CrossFit says 3 attempts so athletes aren't conservative would be cool. I agree.
Someone said that. Where did that go? Someone said something about. I think Dave referencing the number of attempts. Where did that go?
Oh, Dave said it was 3 attempts or 10 minutes to build too heavy. Oh, in a video. I hope it's not 10 at 10 minutes. It should be 3 attempts. We want to see people take CrossFit real quick. Are you referring to the handstand push-up video? Like
Saxon?
No. No. I think he's talking about Dave in the handstand video. Let me know. Avera, how does the number of attempts play into the max lift? This is different than maxing. Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, I think if they're trying to relay it to something traditional, then, I mean, it would be cool if it was like an Olympic weightlifting too, like 10 people on the floor and they just go out. The problem is it just gets so long, right? Like there's a reason why like a lifting session is only like 15 people, right? Because it takes forever. So, and so I think it is, I think you'll see multiple platforms on the floor, but it would be cool to see one platform and see people like go up. If you miss, like you have to hit the weight. You know what I
Wouldn't
mean?
it be
Like,
wild if it was like a setup with spotters and everything? I realize that's
oh
not the
yeah,
most
that would be
likely
cool. I mean, I hope,
situation, but
yeah, I
that'd
mean,
be
that would be
actually
sick.
really
Yeah, that
cool.
would be sick. Like
Yeah, I
it's
don't
just
know
like
how
a
that would
weightlifting
flow.
meet fully.
Yeah.
And you get 3 attempts if you miss, but you can't go back down. Like it's like everyone has, like you do your opener, like it's like fully like a powerlifting meet.
Uh-huh.
Like, and you can even like adjust your number and that would be kind of cool to
Yeah.
like actually put some gameplay into it where it's like, all right, Austin's squatting 504 and then Adler's like 505, then Austin's like 506 to push him forward. And I don't know, that'd be cool to see a little bit of like gamesmanship in the like on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure it would be way too long.
Yep.
Yeah,
and we don't need a 5 hours like Rogue again.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right. 3 attempts. Oh, Bill's interview. Oh, Saxon. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it wasn't a reference to that.
Thank God Jimmy's not there clanging.
That's actually funny.
Yeah. It wasn't like you barely heard it for like half a second. Anyway,
it was already echoey in there. It just wasn't. Yeah. Anyway, we're here now, and hopefully this is better. You guys can let me know if it's more
fine.
favorable or less.
It was fine then too. I've done podcasts in the middle of like a living room full of people. It's fine. Did we miss something?
We must have. Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds like he's like
oh, I mostly
referencing
feel
squat.
soreness when I attempt to do a squat. Oh,
Mm.
funny enough, we're going to talk a little bit about like
Progression.
something valuable that's not just CrossFit Games gossip at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So GMO, stick around. Like we're going to talk about mechanics, consistency, and intensity, right? And so just maybe to give a little value add, that's not just us talking shit about CrossFit. Okay, so let's talk about event 8, right? Wasn't that the first thing on there? 20 minutes in the show. I guess we should talk about what was on
Shall
the
I
list.
go take a look at your list? Yeah.
Yeah. Dave, no, CrossFit Games.
Looks like 5 and 8 is what you started with. You had IE 5 and 8 and then evolution of
Yeah.
8. And so we already kind of did 5 just now.
Yeah. But I think it's the test, right? I think it really is. It's a good test. It'll be fun. We'll see some big numbers. We'll see, I don't know, 6 to 10 people squat over 500 pounds, which will be sick. It's always cool to watch anyone squat that heavy, right? That's 190 pounds and can run a 5-minute mile. So it's an awesome thing to watch.
Right. Yeah, I think that's just the impressive part is all the other things that these athletes can do.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that.
Here we go.
So we'll get. I wonder, like, I'm not worried about what someone will get. I'm worried about just like execution. I'll say this when I test. You'll never hear me talk about like, I wonder what so and so will get. Or I wonder, like, I'm not worried about what someone will get. I'm worried about just like execution. I always get asked about that. Like, do you think about these guys when you program? And no, I just think about the limits of like what people are capable of, what these athletes as a collection of people can do at the extreme limits, rather than what Matt Frazier or Tia or Jeffrey Adler can do.
Interestingly enough, this is I think the same question that JR talked about was, do you program for the best and scale for the rest?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same topic. And the topic is, how do you write the programming for the CrossFit Games? And Dave is saying he wants to see what the collective everyone does. And what I think happens when you do that is you don't have a great look on what the top score is going to be. So then the top scores always beat the shit out of your anticipation. And then this is where I think some of the under programming might come in, right? Kind of like workout number 3, right? And maybe some of Dave's shortcomings in the intensity or the challenge of the workout that he might have assumed, because the athletes at the top are so much fitter than the average, right? It's like he's trying to find the average between everybody, all 30. Well, the fitness from the top 5 to the bottom 10 or even the bottom 15 is still so drastic that I still don't think that's the best way to do it, because I think you're going to miss intensity for the best. Like when you write a squatting workout and you don't just assume Colton is going to obliterate it, then I think you're missing the mark, right? That's my thoughts. I don't know. I'm struggling with like his view on.
Well, and if you're thinking of the pool, right? So if you're thinking of all 30 as opposed to 1 or whatever, you still have to think of the pool from top to bottom somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole range, which I don't think that to me makes sense to think of what the whole range is going to be capable of. But like you would then take into consideration what you anticipate the bests to be. And so maybe he doesn't associate an A with that, although I don't know how you wouldn't in some circumstances, but
Right.
like then you're also going to think about the potential worst, finishes as well. I don't know. So maybe he doesn't assign a name to it, but if he's thinking of all of it, you got to be thinking about how's the best going to do and how's the worst going to do, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
I think he said that he doesn't. Like he's saying he tries to think of them as a collective.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think that's a miss, because that would be like programming for your gym and always making sure that the person at the bottom is like still getting a good stimulus, which is important.
Yes.
But like if you're always thinking about the person at the bottom, you will alienate the person at the top. But if you're always thinking, because the whole CrossFit, the whole design is scaling, is that me and Rich and Matt and you and Jimmy can all do the same workout and adjust it to fit us and all have the same exact stimulus. But if we wrote it for Jimmy, a guy who's never done CrossFit, there's no way that we can make the jump in the progression in the increase to fit Matt Frazier or Rich Froning. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. It's like it's a struggle point. I think it's a miss, but I don't know. I could be reading way too far into it. Avera, that's Pukey the Clown, which is like the most very iconic thing. Tristan, this is Hattie's coach.
Oh, cool.
Man, I feel honored. Thanks for joining in, Tristan. He's a good dude. Yeah, he programmed 2020 exact like for Jesus Christ. He programmed 2020. He's talked about that of like, I just want to make it as hard as possible for even like someone like Matt. Right.
Well, that was successfully found that year.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That was insane.
Yeah. So hot take. I know Dave has nailed it many times, but the videos make it seem like he does not think about this nearly like a coach or programmer. And that's okay. I don't think he needs to specifically from like how me or you or JR or Taylor or whoever you guys envision or Froning, etc., put into it. But it's because there's a lot more factors that play a role, right? Like of like entertainment, you know what I mean? And
Right.
in the whole picture. And he for sure has done this more than everybody. And so I'm still going to continue to hold it until we get the entire picture. But I do think some of the takes that he gives is like missing the mark only based on the fact that I don't know if he has a good finger on the pulse of how fit the field is. That's my biggest struggle is like, I'm not sure he understands like how fit Jeff and Austin and Jason are. Like if you ride a machine workout, you got to know what Jason Hopper is going to do on it because he could break the workout. Right. And so, and I guess Tia is just like the cop out. It's like, you just have to know what he does. And so I think that's a struggle point. And I think this first minute here is confirming that is like, he's not caring to think about that. And I think that's a flaw, right? Like, I think like putting 20 crossover double unders, like there's a certain stimulus that he wants, right? And it's shoulder fatigue, right? Skill acquisition, skill competency. And okay, that's great. But if everyone that tested it was heavily limited by something else in the workout, like shoulder to overhead or the wall walks or the crossover double unders, then if he can't make that jump, that Ben was not good at crossover double unders, Rafa is not great shoulder to overhead because he's so long in general, right? And who's the girl? I just went blank. Scuds is not super strong either, then that workout isn't playing a role. And you have to be able to make that jump. Like, okay, how's Matt or how's Tia going to do this workout? Is she going to go unbroken on the whole thing? Is 20 even a challenging point? And so far it really is just number 2. Like that's like my only right. And we've talked about this like ad nauseum on this show. And so I think there's a miss. We'll wait till we see how it all plays out. But I think something like 3 or 2. Is it 2? It's 2, right? Yeah. 2 is, yes, it's 2 because 3 is the run.
The event. Yeah. I don't think he does. Real quick, Tristan, is that in reference to what he's thinking that he doesn't think of? What specifically was that in reference to?
He's he knows the peak, like where the athlete level is currently. Yeah. I think he's missing it.
I think even with the tests that do exist, and of course we have like a lot more, but I think even if he's off base, you're still going to get an incredible show, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So like, even if he doesn't quite have it nailed, and not saying that you don't want to strive to arrive there or whatever, but even if that is the case, like it's still going to be wildly impressive. Maybe the time domains don't land where he thinks they should, et cetera. I don't know, but
yeah. And so Avera, Dave absolutely knows the capability. He's not trying to destroy them with one event for sure. And we don't know if there's going to be 6 more full beatdowns, but if there's not, then this is a miss. Right. And so every workout has a purpose though. And I don't know, like he wants this to be fast, but it's almost like putting 20 crossover double unders in this workout is, you could have done 50 double unders and the workout result would not have changed. right? Because I don't think that the movement, and this is very specific to this workout. And so I could be, like pulling hairs here, like, and, just like making small amounts, but like it just, based on last year and based on some of the comments that he's made, I think he's a little bit off the mark on like what the peak ability and capability of these athletes are currently, right? Programming looks very similar to what it did in 15, 16, 17, and 18, but the athletes are way fitter. Like if you go back 2014, 15, 16 are arguably the best CrossFit games ever programmed, and as far as the show, etc. Right? If all of the athletes now did those events, it wouldn't be a good show. It would be boring, right? Because they would just crush them all, right? Like Cinco 1 and 2 and like pedal to the metal, like all of those would just be not walkthroughs. They would still race, and it would still be a good show. The fittest would still win in general, but the workouts wouldn't be grueling, grind, great test of like skill and competency and all of these things. And so that's where my head is at.
Yeah.
So each event is Dredd says each event isn't the test. And the games are a cumulative test for sure. It is unfair to say that this test doesn't fit, but it's not unfair to say that I don't think this test is going to test what he's anticipating because of a miss on athlete ability, right? Like those are two separate things. So we're for sure going to look at the totality of it, but remind me, we'll get to the demo team is literally the fittest demo team that's ever been part of the CrossFit Games, by the way, like by a landslide.
I'm stoked for that one. That was cool to see.
For sure. Yeah, I think Rafa and Scuds as testers, he's used Scuds so many years in a row now, right? And so you have to be able to know. You can have anyone tested as long as they're moderately capable, right? And pretty close. So anyways, all right, let's get back to the video. So this is for event 8, by the way, which we haven't gone over yet.
I'm not thinking about the individual. I'm thinking about the 30 of them going through it as a collective, not as individuals.
Never once thought about putting them in the hamstring.
No. Testing an event for Sunday. It's gonna be, come over here. We set up like this. They'll start at the end zone. They'll take the yoke 100 feet across the field. They'll get here. They'll do 50 double unders, 50 echo bike. Then here, 50 handstand push-ups on parallettes.
So just to be clear, that first workout would have been my favorite workout so far. Yoke, double under, bike, 50 double unders as a chunk in a row is now a little bit better, right? Because it's in a row. You just carried, especially coming back off of the echo when you're coming back down this ladder, people are going to fucking send.
And and that's double under the crossover, right?
Crossover, yeah, crossover double unders.
Yeah.
And so this first one was great.
Then they come back, 50 echo bikes, 50 double unders, 100-foot yoke.
Now I like that one a lot. Totally different
100
test.
double unders.
It's interesting to see where he starts to where he ends. The test,
That's a different workout for sure.
They're not even close. Like this is a totally different workout.
But like he said, he wound up just liking the crossover somewhere else, so he just pulled it and stuck it somewhere else.
Calories, 100 yoke, only 50 handstand push-ups. These numbers might end up changing. So this will probably stay fixed. This could end up at 50 or 25, 25. This
I'm glad he didn't go that low.
We'll see how
30 is a good number from
I don't want it to be
parallel.
too long. That's kind of why we did.
I wanted
to get a sense of
to ask your opinion on that. As far as like, how long do you think that portion of the workout is going to take?
Morning, Judy.
No, nobody has. First time. That's why I'm sorry.
I'll just mute it and let it go through. I mean, it took Rafa forever, by the way. Like he was struggling hard.
Did you see clocks at any point during this?
No, but like you can just, I mean, he was doing like struggle doubles. So I'm guessing, and he's not, I mean, he's really long, so I don't think he's the greatest overhead. This was the start. This was the first
iteration.
I think the 9-inch deficit's really good. Yeah, for sure. 30 is a good number. I still hope, I mean, at this point, in the weekend, right? Everyone's like, "Oh, we've been upside down so long." It's like, y'all shut the fuck up. We hang usually this much. We do rope climbs and toes to bar and pull ups, um, upside down and hinge games. Stop it. It's fine. It's literally not a thing at this point. We can be upside down this much. A wall walk as an intro doesn't even count as being upside down. It would be the same as if he said, do 100 push-ups and then go do the workout, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just pre-fatigue going in. So I don't even count that as a testing aspect of being upside down. I just count that as a testing aspect of pre-fatiguing the shoulders for shoulder to overhead and crossover double unders, right? And some grip fatigue on the toes to bar, right? Like that's all it is. And then we're handstand walking, which is great. That's the amount of number that we need. Now, I don't think we see a strict handstand push-up in the games now, which is an interesting thing. They're going to be really tired when they get to that point, like because you can't. This isn't a workout. We'll just continue to get to the end, but it is. It's interesting that to not have a strict handstand push-up in the CrossFit games, but a 30 reps in a row at a deficit, I think it's fine. I mean, it's a good compromise to a strict handstand push-up, I think.
Yeah.
So,
well, in the comments here about what we're not, that's what JR said and so on. That definitely, I thought that the way that I don't know, did you see that yesterday? I think it was yesterday, how he went through all the different hanging variations with the different guys. And it was like, no one would even, complain about. And I thought that was really well articulated to prove that point. Yeah.
Right.
I actually think, look at this is nothing. They're not going to push hard on this. They're going to do exactly what he's doing because there's no incentive. So now imagine the same workout if it started with 25 acrobat calories, went into 25 double unders, then the yoke, and then the 25 push-ups. And what I like about that is you just...
This was weird. This is so strange. Listen to this. It sounds like a mic thing.
Was that? Oh,
but it also sounds someone brought it to me and they're like, "Hey, was this an AI dub?"
I thought that was in yours.
25 double unders, then the yoke, and then the 25 push-ups. And what I like about that is you just fucking blast in your core, then the yoke, and then the 25 push-ups.
I mean, he says handstand push-ups, but like, someone was like, "Did they AI dub this?" And his mouth moved to handstand push-ups, but like something, it was weird. It was a very strange dub.
I did not pick up on that.
Yeah, it was weird for sure. Laura's not there. Dave decided. I mean, whatever. I don't know. I don't think Dave has ever considered programming to hamstring someone. I think he's very honest and pure about that. Kyle, I think there might be a ruck, by the way. I'm fairly confident there's going to be a ruck if we look at the end of this workout, or one of his posts. CJ, anyone in the field not finished? No. Everyone's going to finish the handstand push-ups. They're not that hard. Like they're hard to move with purpose on at 9 inches, which is how much the parallel is to the ground. Maybe 10, depending on the specific. So everyone finishes. But it is a separator for sure. 100%. Like it's a good number at that point in the workout. And so, yeah. Did they say it on there? I felt like they were Taylor and JR. They were very like listening to it. They were really sure about the ruck, and it kind of took me apart. I'm assuming someone said something on when he interviewed the ruck people, the ruck race people, CrossFit on Savant yesterday. I saw the ruck strap. That was a really big reach. Like that was a really big reach. I mean, I guess it could have been. I didn't even think about it. So that was a good catch by them.
Yeah.
CrossFit, can you find the timestamp of it for me? Maybe throw it up here. We'll pull it up. All right, let's finish this. Let's keep going.
And then you have to invert, and so you're going to be out of sorts. Finish 25, come back on the yoke, 25 crossovers.
I love these, by the way. I love digging into Dave's brain.
So at the end, you have to blast
my favorite.
And he's doing 50, right?
Fucking love it.
So maybe we keep it at 50. I mean, imagine 50 at the end. It's not the best visual, but it'll still be entertaining.
No, it'll be super
How many times
fucking
have you tested this
entertaining.
workout?
Yes.
He's now 10. This will be the second time. That's not a lot. Some events in the past I've tested like 8 or 9 times. This one will probably be like a 2 or 3 total. Not more than 2. So 3 or 4 maybe total tests.
You think you're pretty close to it?
Yeah, for sure. Just
Okay.
kind of like a return to core, just grounding, just like straightforward CrossFit, pure, basic, constantly very.
It's interesting. He keeps saying this, and I mean, it is, but I never know Dave to like really move that far away. I think he's just like isn't trying any more new patterns. So maybe it's just like the first year where there's not a new workout. Fucking loud.
Yeah.
All right. Trish is back.
Hi, Trish.
Wow. Trish hasn't been here in forever.
I think they were saying that over on another show recently too.
Yeah,
that
Trish.
she'd been MIA.
I saw Trish. You posted like a song on your Instagram, and I was like, man, I haven't seen Trish's face in a while.
What do you think about the yoke weight? We can maybe go a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they went to 30. I like more for sure. I think the yoke is fine. I don't think it's that heavy. It probably could have been heavier. 525 is not that heavy, to be honest.
This is unrelated to that, but I guess like when did we establish what was traditional CrossFit or whatever? Like when did that get established? When was there a clear line of like, okay, these are the things and these are not the things?
I think
has that ever actually occurred?
Yeah, I mean, I really think it's like everyone just like leaning into the heyday of like 13, 14, 15, 16. You know what I mean? Like that's like when it was. And then it kind of, we tried to get a little more things you would do in a CrossFit gym. Yeah, like less things outside, but maybe that's the reference, like things you would do inside of a gym and not everything to be like a outside or a new implement. I don't know. I feel like it's never moved away from it, but I guess I understand what he's saying. I don't know. I think it's just this his very interesting brain on how he views, and it could be like program design.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So it's
Mhm.
just like keeping maybe not so much the movements, but like the structure of the workouts, like not trying to be overly creative. So anyways, I don't know. It's hard to digest it, but he's really, really, really leaning in on it, like really, really leaning in on it. And, I mean, it's certainly not a cardio games. Like we are short, which is great. Like I'm totally fine for the ball swinging. It's frustrating as coaches and programmers, like programming and preparing, like Tristan's preparing Hattie and like, like Hattie does a lot better, like just by definition and like more aerobic stuff. And it's frustrating to like prepare your athlete if you have no idea what's going to happen. But at the same time, I really, really enjoy like the guessing game. I like it. I think it's fun. That's why I love programming CrossFit, right?
Mhm.
Like I love like trying to be intuitive and trying to predict and things like that. And that makes the programming really fun and entertaining. And obviously it makes the training really fun too. But, yeah, I don't know. Tristan, what do you think? Would you rather more of a functional fitness federation feel where you pretty much know the standardization of the test, or do you like the Dave appeal? I definitely lean towards that, and that's just because I'm a loyalist, and I'll always love it. Like saved my life, so I'm biased for sure. I'm not gonna lie. What about you, Claire? Would you rather be more predictable, like a High Rocks feel, sort of like you just know the test and you just work around the test?
Absolutely not. No.
That was a loaded question. What the answer was going to be.
Don't get me wrong. I think that what they're doing there is awesome. Nothing wrong whatsoever. But no, I think the whole point, like literally yesterday in the class that I was in, we had to work on double under crossovers, right?
Mhm.
And like this is a skill that, to be honest, when it came out, like so when I first got into CrossFit long time ago, figuring out double unders was something that I had to do for the first timers competition, right? So I remember working on that skill, not having it whatsoever, spending time just trying to figure it out for an extended period of time, figuring it out. Yay. Right. Well, you've been around for a while. I just enjoyed yesterday because I was like, this is a skill that I would not have wanted to acquire on my own volition, like ever,
Right.
you know, like, so some things that we do are like sexy and like, okay, I'm down to like, I want to figure that out. Right.
Yeah,
I
sure.
wouldn't put that on that list. Right. But now if it's a skill that is regularly practiced, then like, it gives you an opportunity to be exposed to something and to have to figure it out again and take it all the way back. And I like that. Even if on paper, seeing the movement, I'm like, yeah, indifferent, could never learn that and be perfectly at peace with that, you know?
100%.
But now having to learn the skill, if it's going to be programmed in a space that I'm showing up to, I don't mind that one bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've taken that same concept and really push the concept that if the open dies, then CrossFit as we know it really kind of ceases to drive because of that exact reason, because the open has brought in higher complexity to normal everyday training. Like the double under would not be wanted to be accomplished by the entire CrossFit space if it never showed up in the first open workout.
Mhm.
Right? Like that's why everyone wants to do it. Everyone wants to do a muscle up because at some point it was deemed a rite of passage, and it was only deemed a rite of passage because it was put on this website that 300,000 people go to and flock to in February or March or whenever the fuck it starts,
Right.
January.
Check back next year.
I do muscle up, I gotta learn it. And so like on that same thing, it's like we don't know what's coming. So we have to prepare for all the unknown. But at the same time, it's what's moved the needle forward and like taught people like Trish, a 57-year-old mom that probably never lifted a weight ever, like, oh, I probably should get some strict pull-ups because I need to get a muscle up, right? It's not just whatever.
Yep.
Steven, versatility. What's up, Steven? Hey, buddy. Steven's a Wad Prep athlete. All right, let's finish this up.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
anywhere
tangenting in my
close to
brain, and I'm
this.
like, maybe we should just keep going.
No, it's fine.
I'm off elsewhere
No, it's totally fine.
with this topic.
Yeah, sometimes October, 100%. So this was Kyle. This is called Chaos, and a lot of coaches in the space, it was their most hated workout ever. I thought it was great. That was great. So, hard finishing on the bike is great. I love finishing on the bike because I want to see some like Tim Paulson people throwing up and finishing. I want to see Jason and Dallin and James try and do 50 cals in like 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And I want to see them fucking hurt.
It's funny because the time that they are on the bike for most of them is underwhelming to look at, and the moment that they exit the bike, it's really entertaining.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
That was heavy enough. Like, I don't think it needs to be heavier.
I think it could be heavier. We'll see. I think they're going to walk the floor with it. I don't think it's a factor. When you put something in like the yoke at 100 feet, it should be programmed. All of them reeling in Colton. That's exactly what's going to happen. Colton's going to get there and they're just going to be like, can they catch him? Because he's going to get to the bike first, because he's going to get off the handstand push-ups first. Almost a guarantee. The yoke, 100 feet, one length for the yoke, it should be programmed. Like there should never be an implement in a workout, especially like this, where there's like a bottleneck where everyone is going to have the exact same stimulus on this thing, right? Like it's not going to affect the last place person to the first place person. And it might for the last place, they might just not be that strong, but like the yoke should be like, man, 100 feet's kind of far. Can I go unbroken? Right. Which no one is going to have that question, right? No one's going to have that question that can I go unbroken? And I think that's a flaw in and of itself. Right. So, oh my God, dude, this is squirrel. This is squirrel for sure. Back to squirrel. The torque tank is hands down the worst piece of equipment to ever hit a competition floor. I think it's great for people that just want to go work in a class and just push things. I'm so glad it never took face. Like It's a terrible piece of equipment. Like you can't. It's like you can't make it go faster, no
It's an
matter how hard
interesting
you.
implement.
No matter how hard you push, it just goes there, which is great for work, right? Like the harder you push, the harder it pushes back. But you can't compete with it. You can also lift it up and like take it off, take it off the wheels that like where the magnet is. Anyways, yeah. All right, we'll finish
Again,
up.
Will be a gnarly just fucking punch in the gut.
Yeah,
We'll go with our dog place.
Yeah, if that's what you want, then yes.
Yeah, I like it. We originally had that one with the double under crossover. So basically, those were like right after the yoke and before the yoke. But kind of like the
Another
other one now
fucking
that I just
great
think about it.
workout.
That's simpler.
Yeah, this is simpler. Yeah.
This
is
fucking
the
name.
day 3 one too. It's kind of
All right, you have to say this name.
for the most.
Me?
Yeah.
Rescue Randy?
No. You have to say the
Oh.
screen name.
Lizzle Dizzle Dinger.
Mine is, this is also it's all grown work. This is low skill too. But
I feel like
but
the
this-
like a
honestly,
kid that just is like blissfully unaware right
Yeah.
now. Like I don't know what is that in reference to.
I have no
just
idea.
Say
know.
something, but
All right. Anyways, all right. We saw her go. Struggle. So it looks like the girls are a little bit higher. It's like maybe 4 inches higher, maybe 5. That's 4. So anyways, I think it's good. Boz.
yeah, you like this one.
I love it. I think it's a great
Great.
workout.
Last time we talked about one, you were not a fan, so we have made progress.
Yeah, we definitely made progress. Interestingly enough, they didn't test at any points the actual workout. Surprising.
Oh,
'cause, like,
really? Just different versions, yeah.
Yep. So
I didn't realize that. I thought they arrived.
because it's 30. So this is the closest one. Him
Okay.
and Scuds did this, and it's 30. So kudos to him.
Yeah.
That's great, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a nod towards nudging
for
it up.
sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. I think it's I love it. I think it's a great workout. I think it's a hard test.
Did you say how long you think that some of these top athletes will complete?
Oh.
Like how long it will take to complete the 30 handstand push-up? I don't have context for that.
The top will do it still in like under 2 minutes. If you think each rep takes like a second and a half
Fast.
at its like per rep standard because it's
Uh-huh.
pretty long.
Yep.
And so I mean maybe someone does it in a minute and a half, but you got to pretty much stay on the wall the entire time there. I think everyone comes down. I don't know if anyone, maybe you'd have to pretty much stay on the wall the whole time, right? Because as soon as you come off, you're going to rest for 10 seconds. Because it's a risk, right? Like it's definitely very Isabel Grace like, where like, you know, like you can have a really good 20 and then you can be really, really
Down to
close to
singles.
failure.
Yeah.
Colton goes 90. Yeah, I mean, I think if anyone, and so it is pretty deep for Colton though, too, right? Like if it's the full 9 inches, like it's down there, but I don't think it makes a difference for him.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't think he goes unbroken, but I agree. I guess 90 seconds. If we think, so if it takes a second and a half per rep, come down for 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be still like, you know, the bike still has some shoulder fatigue into it, even though they're not going to be going hard. I mean, they're still going to do the bike in. Tristan, what do you think? I mean, they're still going to try and be off the bike in 2 minutes. Like they're going to be at like 75 RPMs. Like it's fast.
Yeah, they're gonna have to send it the whole time, even if the first one.
It's not a full send because obviously they can do 50 cals in 40 seconds or 35 seconds. But I mean, it's still, I mean, they're going to be, I think there's going to be some pump, like holding the yoke, some just like lack of blood flow to the arm, right? This is kind of why I wanted it to be a little heavier, to see if maybe they had to pause there and they'd spend more time with the yoke on their back going into the handstand, because like it's going to really kind of like quote unquote numb the shoulders. Yeah.
What was the weight of the yoke last year, the one that they flew with?
They flew with?
I mean, they just moved quickly. Sorry. You're like, what? No, the yoke last year that it was, I think it's the final day, and they just moved quite quickly.
It's probably the same page, or probably the same weight. Oh, the last workout, the 18 some whatever it was called.
Yeah.
525. Yeah. Same. It was the same weight. And so it was even shorter. Like it was only like 60 feet, 80 feet. Oh no, it was 245, 425 on the first one, and then 345, 525 on the second one. So yeah, still pretty light. I mean, yeah. So anyways, I think what was the question? What are they going to break it up in? Most people I think will be like 11, 10, 9, something like that. I think this is definitely one where you want to have like I think descending sets fit really nicely here. If you're not good at handstand push-ups, you'll for sure break it up more. The parallet's very similar to the strict in the sense of like you have to stay pretty far away from failure until like the very end, right? Smaller sets, shorter rests are always bigger than bigger sets and longer rests, especially when the movement can reach a failure point like a parallel handstand push-up. Always, right? So, okay. I don't even remember what else
Up next.
Up next.
You want me to go into it?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
I mean, we can keep going too. I definitely know that we want to hang out at your final point as well. So I don't know if you want to skip down or what you want to do.
I don't know. We're talking about the games. Sorry, we probably won't get there. It's fine. And we've talked about that before of turning your back on CrossFit. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
It frustrates me so much.
Well, I think I had a note about that. I can pull back up because, of course, the week goes by and there's a lot. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, that was in reference to, as far as turning your back on it, was in reference to Dave Castro's week in review.
Talking about Seth. Seth's
that was such a great piece of content. And it is so, whether it injured me or not giving a nod to it sufficiently that it gave you, that like you built what you have there, or, I don't know, just a number of different.
It's such a weird thing. And so what we're talking about is Seth's, like Dave referencing Seth. Right. This is why I brought it up too, was because of this. So Brooke announced her retirement. And so my first question to the guys were like, when does her like Brooke's low intensity, like fit girl summer program start? She's got 1 million followers. And so I definitely
maybe she'll get recruited and just join the team.
Oh, Amanda Barnhart's.
Cool visual.
That's the biggest.
She's not the one who started the one but her and Jessica, I believe.
No, Jessica went to Amanda's.
Oh, all right.
Jessica had one, and then Amanda absorbed hers. I'm like,
got it.
80% sure. I could be wrong. It could have been the other way, but I'm pretty sure because Amanda has a bigger following, and so I think it was doing a little bit better. But I think Amanda absorbed Jessica into hers.
Gotcha. Where did that go, Trish? She'd be insane not to.
Oh, for sure. I mean, 100 and like, don't get me wrong, right? Like, just we can do it without. This isn't what I wanted. Damn it. We can do it without, like turning your back on CrossFit.
Right.
Is Sean still on Talking Elite Fitness? You would know that better than I. Don't listen to Talking Elite Fitness.
Me?
Yeah.
I actually would not know that.
Oh, I feel like it's only Tommy and Lauren, right? I mean, I assume he is, but is he there? I feel like every time I see, yes, he is.
Yes, he
you
is.
guys would know.
They do different, like multiple different shows, right? So maybe he's
right.
on this one and not on that one.
It's so frustrating too, right? I love Sean for sure, but I haven't liked Talking Elite Fitness since I mean, dude, I did their Patreon. I bought every patch. Like their first 2 years, right? Their first 2 years, I was the biggest fan because it was so cool. It was real content. And I think Tommy, in my opinion, is like the best reporter in the space. Like, I think he is. And he fucking sold out, man. And it made me so sad because I used to eat every word that he said. And then I don't know. I mean, they got absorbed by, like with Morning Chalk Up, and they just, I don't know. It sucks. Like his content's just it was so unbiased for so long, right? Like when they left CrossFit, it was like no filter. And then it was legit. Right when they started it, when they didn't have they were like, they tried to recreate the set, right? Like in their garage, and it
Yep.
was so good.
Yep.
It was so good. But Tommy didn't used to be like this. Like Tommy did not used to be whatever he has kind of come into now. And it's so sad. It makes me frustrating. It's frustrated. It's so frustrating because I enjoyed it. I really did. I really
I think
enjoyed
I
it.
just feel
And
confused
it's
by the whole thing.
weird.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because I really like Tommy, you know, like I don't, I don't, but I also don't consume it currently. So,
Mhm.
anyway, I'm not a good one to have a strong opinion whatsoever on it.
Way to stay PC. I'm proud of you.
Sorry. I mean, I just don't. I don't have
yeah.
like, yeah.
Dread, I don't think so, man. I just think he wasn't. Like I've had a lot of interaction with him over the years, and he was not like that prior. Lauren wasn't like that when she started either. Like she's kind of like made this shift into this past year, 2 years. It's really been more. And Talking Elite Fitness, I think, they just stopped going over the hard stuff like really quick. They just started skating over it. And now it's like, it really is like, it really turned very much like a political divide, of like, go woke, go broke. I mean, it is like, I don't know. It is. This is how, this is what happened for sure. Anywho. All right. Yeah. Agreed. They were scraping by. They're making a
Oh, sorry. Here you go.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're
There you
fine.
go.
Good.
Telling stories, being critical of athletes, much better now. They seem, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
100%.
the other one, I'm just like, this one, you're not wrong. And I don't have, now I've clicked another one. Anyway, I don't feel the need to speak on something I'm not sufficiently, like if I was paying attention to it well, I might have more of an opinion, and I'm not, other than what I hear others say about it. Like I just don't know right this moment. So here's something that I can speak to that I think is awesome. It's unrelated to that, but simply just all of the proven team content that's been coming out
Sure.
has been so good.
Yeah, it's hard not to
And
it's hard not to root for them.
yeah, so then it's a pivot away from that stuff. But like
Mhm.
when I'm thinking about the things that I have consumed over the last week, which is a lot, even if it wasn't that one, that in particular, what they're putting out, like it's so cool to watch. The physiques of the athletes look different. And then in addition to that, like maybe how they would have historically, right? Like they look like they're taking it real freaking seriously. And then obviously, I think I told you there was like a portion of it, one of the ones that came out where Gracie was saying, we all have different strengths and things that we need to work on. And that was just one example of how I'm like, even the way that they're speaking is different, not strengths and weaknesses. I don't really seem to be hearing that. So maybe that is being said, but I was just like, man, they are like polishing how they speak, how they think, all of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Lifting in a workout, depending on the day. Then we're back in the gym for like 2:33 until we finish maybe 5, depending on the day. So
yeah, they're putting out.
We just have that our lunch at home.
It is interesting because like they're putting out, like Tristan said, they're putting out a lot of volume. Or they're putting out a video a day right now. Like
wow.
I mean, it's like it's been. I mean, I guess not. Maybe it's just
say,
like between her and maybe her and Tia. Between her and Tia, like it like bounces back and forth. And so you just assume Tia content is proven content. I've but with that said, I feel like Mayhem might is like maybe not behind the ball, but like it's just like a little less. I say that and then it's like
volume wise.
Yeah, like not their usual.
Yeah.
But again, this is like 4 videos in 8 days, so it is more. Yeah. Anyways, I agree. I mean, it's hard not to be on the proven train.
I'm just enjoying seeing
as a space. But it's good having all those people there in person.
To get a chance to like shower
is really a unique thing, and so I think they're going to come and really push the needle at the games for sure. They have like 10 people competing at the CrossFit games, which is, whatever that is. What is that? 17% of the field is all like training under one roof. It might be more. It's like,
Wow.
maybe it's more, maybe it's closer to 15. It's a big number for
Yeah.
sure. The athletes have to do enough volume to get something each day. Yeah. Their volume seems super high.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But then again, that's perception, right? And so how many individuals have their volume that high? Like who really knows? You see little clips and like maybe some have really high volume tolerance and some have a little bit less. And so there's an adjustment for that or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think when they're at this point, it seems just like watching their videos, they're all doing the exact same thing. Like they're all doing pretty much prep work. And so it's like, I don't think there's hardly any individualization at this point. At Proven at least.
Mhm.
I think they do a lot of like interlapping programming in general. Like kind of more similar to Mayhem, less similar to Brute, who stays pretty individualized.
Yeah.
Like till the last minute, maybe like the week, or if they do a mock weekend or something like that. That's crazy. So Tristan said, random Ricky said this was the most he's ever done in a summer of games training. That's wild to think that, especially like thinking in like 2017 when people were probably training just as much, if not more. And he was coached by his brother, who's just another meathead, right? Like, and like, not to say that he doesn't know his stuff, but like volume was purely king back then, right? Like no one wasn't training 7 hours a day back then. And people have actually started to make better intelligent decisions at this point. And yeah, it's that's crazy to think that.
It is. And it'll be interesting too, because then you can relate that back to the HWPO, Jason Hopper, like to me, it's like, okay, so then there was more volume, less intensity for that individual. Will you see anyone like, what if some individuals just do thrive better with it, right? Tia being one of them that seems to have high volume tolerance. So like, that's where I just do wonder, like you said, like you think that they're doing like maybe they're, I don't know, like, are they doing a lot of their skill or different, like certain things together? And then I don't know, I feel like there's got to be more individualization than that, but I'm not there. I don't know.
Right. At this time in the season though, there's not like a lot of skill development, right? Because you're like very conscious of every piece of rep that you do needs to be as sports specific as possible. So like, a lot of them aren't going to be doing a like a skill session, right? Where they're like working on muscle up technique or anything like that. Just because your hands can't tolerate it. Like you're not going to go through like a barbell technique session. You know what I mean? Like it's full lifts. Like you want to, at least in my eyes, right? Like volume becomes sacred. And you want it to be as applicable to the sport and the test as possible at this time or in the past 3 weeks to now, right? And so volume starts to decrease overall at this point. Intensity maintains. And Trish, this is a great question. When does volume cross the line into being deleterious as much to intensity? It's way earlier than all of these athletes do, right? Like way earlier. Like the amount of volume needed is, in my opinion, so much lower than what these athletes are currently doing. But I'm not coaching at the highest level yet. And so, I mean, Gucci's on her way there. And we do less now with her. We're starting to ramp it back up because she's basically becoming a truly full-time athlete, like not working, living on sponsors, etc. And so those things change at that point because she can sleep more, she can eat more. Her whole life, she has no other allostatic load. Like outside stressors. And so it changes at that point. And so I'm starting to see like, oh, wow, these athletes can really handle maybe more volume than I anticipated, but I still think it's too much, right? For a lot of the year, especially for 365 days, right? Like you need to go through times where like a lot of the year, you don't need double sessions, right? Like, especially not intensity with double sessions, but it's just an opinion. So,
yeah, if Tristan's still in here, I'm curious what his opinion is on that as well.
Yeah. And so this is always the the thought, right, is like a training day would be harder than any games day. Yes, it won't be, by the way. Like their soreness and fatigue will not be. You do this, and so that training concept should only happen for a couple of months, right? And it's to make sure that you can come to work out 8, 9, and 10 on Sunday and still have gas in the tank.
Yeah.
You don't need 12 months to do that. You really only need like 2, right? And so yes, at some point you need to be hitting that volume to make sure that you're able to create and produce intensity throughout all 10 events or an entire weekend of the CrossFit Games. Okay. When it was outside, it was different. You needed more volume and more tolerance. Inside, it's different. Like it's less, right? Like when you're all in air conditioning the entire time,
Yeah.
it's less. The fatigue on the body is less. The necessity to the recovery is way better. The intensity output is lower, right? Your aerobic capacity and cardiovascular system is stressed just in general less. And so I think that plays a role into it. Yes, you should be getting to the point at some point in your training, right? Practices and conditioning are worse, right? But when you come into play, it's easier, but you don't need that the entire year, right? Like think of football, like you couldn't run training camp and OTAs in February, March, April, right? Like after the Super Bowl, that would be insane. Right. And so that's why it's such a short amount of time, right? Because there's a limit. There's a limit on volume that you can tolerate. So,
Well, I think go ahead.
No, it's fine.
I was just there was one up higher, Vicky, who was saying that she could vouch. I guess I'll pull that one up and then we can go back. More significant progress since you started programming for me than last year. And I think that's in reference to less volume, right?
Yeah. It's super, like her programming is very intentful and it looks exactly the same every week for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. Vicky's working on double unders. Vicky's working on wall walks. Vicky's working on strict pull-ups and barbell technique. Right. And so in running, right. And so from a fatigue standpoint, she's doing very little. Right. And it's very repetitive. It's very intentful. Right. And we are hammering the basics and foundations. So, and so Tristan responds, no chance I can expand, but I'm not as much of a volume fan. Better is better, not more, for sure. But at times you need more. Yeah, you have to prep them for the impending volume and intensity of a competition.
Yeah.
But like that's part of a periodization cycle, right?
Yeah. And so in your opinion, you think that 2 months is a good time domain to ramp up and hang out in a really high volume situation?
100%. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so, and even so, like that high volume is just to make sure that you can tolerate the volume.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Because then you have to start deloading and then you have to start maintaining intensity. Right. So then that volume starts to come back down a couple weeks prior, intensity maintains, and then you deload and then you go into super compensation. Right. And so now we're getting into like super weeds. And so basically it's like the overreaching concept where like you're like 10 days out and you feel not fit at all. Because remember, we don't gain fitness when we train. We only gain fitness when we recover, right? That's why your first 20 minutes of a session, you're the most fit. And the last 20 minutes of a session, you're the least fit, right? Because as we train, fitness decreases drastically.
Yeah.
Right? So when we go and we deload, that's when we go into our peaking, right? We overreach, we go below our fitness level, our fitness reduces drastically, and then it turns around and then it skyrockets after we take an excessive rest, right? Increase the deload, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what peaking is. And so if we have to do that throughout the year, but it's just, that's the general part of it. So, Tristan learned the hard way. First year, all my people got to semis at 23 and were cooked. Yeah, for sure. I think we see that in camps a lot.
Yeah.
Right. In general. And so everyone's different, right? Like if you've listened to Max at TTT talk about like how Travis peaks for a competition versus Noah deloads like 3 weeks out. Right. And Noah's had a much more successful career than Travis has. Yeah. Travis is running intensity on Tuesday for a Wednesday, like hard hits. He doesn't like being away from intensity for long periods of time. And so you have to know everyone. And so this kind of comes back to your statement of like, if everyone's doing the same thing, is it going to hurt someone and help someone? 100%. Like someone is going to feel better versus someone is going to feel worse.
Right.
And I assume all their coaches are there, obviously. And it's not to say that Proven isn't doing it right. They're obviously doing it extremely well, but if they're all doing something really, really similar, someone is for sure overreaching, trying to keep up with Tia. Like it's just how it's going to be.
And
right?
that's my curiosity is
right.
if it truly is this kind of blanket there, which we are not there to actually know that, but if it is, then it'll be interesting after the games to see if certain individuals are like, yeah, that was the appropriate dosage and I'm pleased with the outcome, or like I actually did kind of overreach. It'll just be interesting to see. I mean, of course, like I hope it's just right and they feel great and put on a freaking show.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. Cool. I like it. That was a good tag. That was a good little segment. A good little segment there. Oh, starred Kevin, thanks for the donation. Daily shows. We are going as soon as the schedule is out. I have pretty much kidnapped Claire and forced her on this podcast in the past week. You're gonna see us all the time, and we're gonna be on as much as humanly possible next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're
gonna have a party.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So we'll be live casting it the whole time. As soon as the schedule comes out, we'll be live. Savannah and then we'll be live too. I don't care. We're gonna do it. It is what it is. So if you don't want to listen to John, I'm pretty sure it's John, JR, and Garrett are the three that are going to be live the whole time there.
Okay.
And so if you want to listen to them, come listen to us, and we'll be talking shit and watching it. So it's XR buffering show and a show. That's right. Show and a show.
Did you want to make reference to the final point on that? Because I know that was something we wanted to get into.
Yeah. So in case anyone doesn't know, I'm not an analyst in the sport. I'm not a reporter. I'm not even a media figure in any type. I'm a coach. This is what I do, right? I coach athletes literally all day. I was up till 2 a.m. working last night, right? Claire was like, you should go to bed. And I was like, that is for pussies.
He said, I'm going to get 2 hours of sleep. I said, why don't you get 3.5 times that?
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And so, and so I love coaching, and that's what I'm really good at. I'm good at coaching. I'm not a great analyzer. I can look at a workout and analyze it. There was a comment from our last video that was like, I questioned CJ. He seems really aloof and confused when he talks about some of these things. And I was like, that's just because it was an athlete analysis show. And that's why I bring John on, because John, this is all he does. This is literally all this guy does.
Yeah.
And so,
no, that's one thing with having me on here and compare, like whenever you say the names of the workouts of the past, I'm just like, y'all, I'm sorry, but that is not my strong suit. Not at all. Anyway, that's a John thing.
An analyzer, an analyst. There we go. Analyzer, analyst. Yeah. See, confused. Anyways, I love coaching. I love talking about CrossFit. I love the L1. I love the methodology. And so one thing we were talking about, very similar to like the conversation we just had, right, is this blurb from the L1. It was on. You can pull it. Do you have?
Yeah. Well, the video itself. Oh, yeah, I don't know how to pull things in here.
I'll find.
You'll have to show me how to do that.
Yeah.
I did send the link to it to you.
Mm-hmm.
If that's helpful.
It's never a great idea to pull up your Instagram.
I sent the link I sent to you via text, but I can definitely make reference to. Yeah, I mean, I sent a few things via text for that one.
Yeah, here it is. All right. Always want to be just a little mindful of pulling up your Instagram. Definitely pulled up some times where it's like, that shouldn't have made it public.
What was it? And now
I don't know. It was probably,
I'm curious.
For sure. Not something that I can repeat.
Okay.
Easy.
All right.
Do it often. 1 day a week's not cutting it. 2 days a week. Get some consistency. There's a great coach who has a very famous quote of, if it's important, do it every day. So if your health and well-being is important to you,
definitely not.
what did you do today to make that a priority? That doesn't mean work out every day. That means, did you do some recovery? Did you get enough sleep? What did you do today to take care of your physical space? Do it right, do it often, then and only then you have intensity. And that can be by doing it faster, trying to do it heavier, but it has to go in that order. This is CrossFit's charter statement. This is our guiding North Star.
Cool. So, do it right, do it often, and then do it hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so go ahead.
Well, in the L1 guide, that quote that we pulled, it's a quote from Greg, and it just says, learn the mechanics of fundamental movements, establish a consistent pattern of practicing these same movements, and only then ratchet up the intensity of workouts incorporating these movements. Mechanics, then consistency, then intensity. This is the key to effective implementation of CrossFit program.
You sounded like you practiced that in the mirror this morning.
I can promise you I didn't, but I'm glad that it went well.
It did. It was very smooth. You got into like your jazz voice.
Oh.
And so this statement obviously rolls into, I think, all of fitness in general,
Yeah.
right? Like, find a foundation first. Okay. Be consistent with it, and then worry about how hard you're doing it and how intense you're doing it, right? And the difficulty and the load, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is like, how do you learn a new skill, right? You need to understand the mechanics of the muscle up. Okay, great. How do you get more of the muscle up? You got to practice it consistently. Okay, awesome. How do you do a muscle up in an open workout? Then you have to practice with intensity. And so we miss this a lot in our training and in our fitness endeavors in general. And we're like, okay, I want to get a muscle up. And then class programs Amanda, and you just try and take swings at a muscle up when you're doing snatches, which is the fucking worst idea, right? You can't learn skill and you can't learn intensity when you're tired. And me and Tristan were talking about this the other day. Coach named Charlie Francis, and Tristan, I think, was on a podcast or has a podcast, and he posted this clip, and guy referenced Charlie Francis, who is who was Ben Johnson's track coach and basically the pioneer of sprint athlete training. Okay. And Canadian. He was a Canadian, unfortunately. But basically you can't, that's what I said. I said Ben Johnson's coach. You can't learn how to sprint if you're always tired. You're going to teach yourself to run slower. Right. And so intentfulness is really, really important. Right. CrossFit, your breadth of knowledge is so intriguing. Like, the fucking, because we don't know who CrossFit is. We're trying to figure it out. And I feel like we're getting close. But like, to know who Charlie Francis is and to know this statement is very, 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 very interesting. Like, you have to just, you've been a coach in this fucking space for a long time. And it's just, I'm going to figure out who you are. Anyways, that's where we're at.
I love it. You're not the only one that's trying to figure it out, right?
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wellborn loves Francis.
Way to go. CrossFit. You got the whole world guessing.
So coming back to it, right? Mechanics are important.
Yeah.
Right. You have to be able to do at least a decent air squat before you can load it. You should probably squat pretty often before you should really load it up. You should probably have squatted pretty consistently before you try and do Karen or Fran, right? And so I want everyone in here listening to try and take this, right? Like, it's always more important to move a little better than it is to move with some intensity. Now, there is a flip side to that, and it's something that I want to make sure that we understand. There is a negative return on focusing too much on mechanics. I think once we reach a certain point, we can always get better. But I think a lot of people, not really in the CrossFit space, but like in the fitness guru space, they take perfect movement to an extreme and they put too many barriers in front of what it is. Like if the squat looks fine, just keep squatting more. It's probably going to get a little bit better. Right.
Well, I think that this can be relatively intuitive. So I love to take everything back to like your everyday gym goer a lot of the time, just because that's who I don't know. Anyway, so then it's like they can probably relatively intuitively know on certain movements if they are proficient in them or not, right? Like an individual can, maybe if you're, but I mean, even if you're brand new or early into your career, like your training journey, then you're probably not proficient at most things, right? And so then just, or if you are further in, but there are certain things you're not proficient in anyway. I just think you can be intuitive about like, oh, what do I need to slow down and pay attention to? And I can just think of all of the years of me coming into group fitness, to classes and being so interested in the intensity, and you see everyone else with the intensity and you want the intensity too, and how much was compromised in spending a lot of my time seeking that. And then finally you get far enough along that you start to become more interested in, okay, the only way I'm ever going to get better at any of this stuff is if I slow the heck down and figure this out. Right. And could personally take and apply that to many things that are, still on that, like a lot of room for growth. But anyway, just, it's so true when you think of when you've gotten your mechanics down better, when you are more technically sound on anything, once you've gotten that improved, your overall energy expenditure during doing that thing is so much better.
I agree. 100%. It's frustrating and it's hard though, right? Like even training like high level athletes, right? Like they just feel like they have to beat their face into the ground. And it's like, we just squatted like 3 days a week. Even if it was moderate, like you're probably going to get stronger before you have to do it, with intensity. If your muscle ups are shitty, probably needs to just like rework the muscle up. And so anyways, anyone listening, right? Mechanics are the foundation. Consistency is second, right? Not everyone in here for the most part, right, is not an elite athlete, right? It's not the goal. And so 5 days a week for an hour is better than 3 days a week for an hour, right? I see one more person do hatch. Yeah, I mean, it works for sure, but like it's a lot. Like just like pairing it with other shit is just, it's tough.
You talking about squat program?
Yeah, hatch is a squat program, right?
Gotcha.
And so it's interesting. Anyways, so we just want to give a little bit of maybe value that's not gossip, games based.
Yeah. I think this stuff is fascinating.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. Yeah, we'll be back soon. What's your schedule on the weekend? You do a weekend show?
Me? This weekend, yeah.
All right, maybe we'll do a weekend show if another event comes out. Try and
yeah, I should be able to.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to be so late for school. My wife's going to kill me because Bennett's supposed to be up right now. So thank you guys for being here. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We had a pretty good following for the day. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks again. It was a good morning. CrossFit Games are in 7 days. 7 days.
I can't wait.
I know. It's crazy. All right. Great work and be a savage.
Thank you guys for choosing